Hi, it's Kim from Expressions of the Universe with your weekly wisdom for December 6th through the 12th. And we are on approach to a new moon in Sagittarius with solar eclipse. And because when we're in between new and full moons, I like to do a pick a card. So these are not actually the cards. I'm going to shuffle them in front of you. And pick, but I just wanted you to get the energy. So will you pick card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4, card 5, or card 6? And I'm going to pick it right here. I'll pull the screen down. And I'm going to also use assistance from the deck's book. So I'm using the Mystical Shaman Oracle. The reason why I'm doing this with the 6 cards, you can even pick a number from 1 to 6. You can pick more than one if you like. And I'm going to do that before I talk about the upcoming transits. But I'm going to use the book just so that you get a better sense of the meaning, and then I'll pick up any additional info. I was looking to maybe pull cards for each sign, but I think I will have to do an early video, an early weekly wisdom, and I'll do cards for all signs, pairing it up possibly with the houses, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. So let's do our pick a card. Let me see, what card number do I want? I keep hearing 4, so we'll do 4 for me. Hopefully it will be a good one. All right, so let me shuffle, clear the deck, do a little shuffle, and I'll pick the cards. All right. Oh, I'll just cut it. Let me cut the deck. All right. And I'm just going to divvy it out this way. So card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4, card 5, card 6. All right, there we go. And I will pick cards for the week out of this remaining pile. I'm just going to put them off to the side for the time being. All right, so one last chance. Card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4, card 5, card 6. This will be the energy that you're working on in the week, this week, leading up to the new moon and solar eclipse that will be in Sagittarius at 23 degrees. And I'll talk about where it's showing up. I'll show you a chart, and then I'll talk about where to find it in your charts as well. But I had written down a little note while I was taking my salt bubble bath, my cleansing baths. And for this solstice, so the new moon, we're coming off of a lunar eclipse with the full moon. Then we have the new moon, and then the winter solstice with the grand conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter moving into Aquarius. Now that conjunction, it's a 20-year event. It happens every 20 years with whatever sign. I'll get more into that in this coming week's video. But I wrote down your frequency during this time will be the frequency that you carry for the next 10 to 20 years. So while I was contemplating that, I was really emotional because I'm thinking about the eclipses and how they really hit my chart personally. And, you know, there's a wiping away, there's a bringing in of the new, and I was just thinking back to other eclipses, and I'm like, oh, I got to get my act together. I can't be in this emotional mode knowing that my frequency that I have for, you know, this whole month is what my frequency is going to be for the next 10 to 20 years. So I got to clean it up. I'll get more into that in next week's video, okay? But I just wanted to set the tone. Oh, and I did pull a crystal card for the week, and it's topaz, and it's an intention is that energy, and I left it in there, so I'll probably pause this after I do your cards. All right, so card number one. I'm going to pull this up a little bit just so you can see the top of my head. All right, so hopefully you picked a card 1 through 6. Card number 1. Oh, I like this. It is the Time Master. So let's see what the Time Master has to say. Okay. All right. The Time Master. The essence of this card is time is a construct of the human mind through which life events are seen to flow in a single straight line from past to future. This, however, is an illusion. Time moves in patterns, fractals, sometimes turning like a wheel and others moving straight as an arrow. Okay, so thinking about the constructs of time, it automatics, and that time is an illusion. Let's see what the invitation and the medicine is of this. So the invitation says, when the Time Master visits you, he asks a most important question. Will you break free from limited cause and effect thinking by moving beyond the linear illusion and welcoming the cycle quality of time? You find yourself in a moment when the wheel of time turns and you're able to influence the past, thus changing the present and the future simultaneously. And that is definitely an act or belief of shamanism. This is a true test of the Time Master. You're being invited to take back your power, so let go of the past and choose to step into your life. This is a moment you are all powerful. You are the Time Master. Anything is possible now. All right. And then the medicine, which is kind of like the challenge. So if you're having issues with being stuck in the past, like I was this morning, you know, reminiscing and thinking about how all these eclipses in the past have really changed my life, and then kind of afraid of what last week's eclipse pretty much directly on my entire 12th house, squaring my moon and my Saturn, you know, my whole chart kind of really made me afraid, like, okay, what am I losing now? Because I know something new is coming in, something I have to strip something away. And I'll talk about that later. But anyway, the medicine for this card, when we're stuck, we need to have the medicine. Sometimes it appears that you are running out of time. You worry you won't get what you need or want. Everything gets stuck like a log jam, I guess, you know, like in a river. This is only in your mind. Time expands and contracts according to your ability to be mindful and observant, fully engaged in your now. It's time to release the story of your past. Equally, it's time to release your need to know the details of the future. Maybe I should have picked number 1. All the treasure magically reveals itself when you remain relaxed and present to what is directly in front of you and nothing else. Then you realize you have all the time in the world and you will never run out of it. Okay, so that was card number 1. And I love that. Okay, card number 2. Oh, this is good. I mean, they're all good. I'm always saying, oh, I love this card. This is great. It is the spiral. So let me go back a bit. Hopefully you can see how beautiful the colors of this are. Okay. There we go. Okay. If you chose card number 2, this is the spiral. The essence says, from galaxies in the sky to diminutive shells at the beach, the spiral is found extensively in the natural world. So Fibonacci numbers, the golden mean, you can look that up. Its shape in the form of a coiled serpent has been used since ancient times as a tool for growth and transformation. Now, the invitation here says, to renew yourself, you must shed your old skin. You have already done this. So do not keep scraping away at the old or picking your scabs, but welcome the soft new skin that has started to grow. Break the habit of working on your faults all the time and let nature take its course. Know that a new skin feels vulnerable and scary at times. Trust the medicine of the spiral as it guides your journey of renewal. And the medicine for this, or the challenger, says the spiral announces a descent into the depths and a rebirth. Allow nothing to get in the way of this process, as the time is right and the forces of nature are supporting you in this endeavor. Using stones, twigs, or yarn, build a spiral on the ground that is large enough to walk through with at least 3 turns. Enter the spiral slowly. Once in the center, offer to the earth the feelings or situations that you no longer want in your life. As you walk back the way you entered, feel recharged for your new journey. Okay, card number 3, the journey. Okay, let me get to that place. All right, so card number 3 is the journey. There, I'll show it in the light that I have shining, just so you can get a better glimpse. All right, so the essence of this card says, the journey is an invitation to step outside of the boundaries of your life as you know it. The journey is not a holiday. It is a call to be hermit-like and go on a pilgrimage into the unknown. There are no maps to the territory you will be exploring, no marked paths or road signs. The invitation here says, the time to embark on the great journey is here. Do not linger in the port when distant shores are calling. Fearlessly draw your own navigational charts as you discover the route. When the time is right, as it is now, you will be led true, even when you are not sure of where you are going. It is a departure that is most important. If you miss the boat, you miss a great opportunity, and a great opportunity will be lost. And another ship may not arrive for a very long time. The medicine here says the journey is calling you, but the timing is premature. All right, so that's a contradiction. Collecting postcards or fantasies of where you want to go may take over your focus and make you miss your destiny. Other things may be completed first, or you may still be attached to knowing the destination. Remember that the point of the journey is not the destination. It's who you will become as you are transformed along the way. Do not confuse the inner and the outer journey. Now, that card really kind of says to me, it's about really clearing away and leaving behind kind of life as you know it, or an aspect of your life as you know it, and moving on without clinging to anything in the past, not knowing where you are going. So if you requested card number 3 and you've gone through a huge loss lately, it could be a literal loss. This is you really going in. It says be hermit like, doing the meditation, doing the work alone, and figuring out how to heal those wounded aspects of yourself and where it's going to take you. All right, card number 4. This is the card I picked for me. Oh, the Tree of Life. All right, so can I get that in there? The Tree of Life. That's beautiful. And it's like almost all of these cards, they'll resonate with me. And they may all resonate with you, and you can take bits and pieces of it for yourselves as advice to the intention and the frequency that you're going to hold during this time leading up to this grand conjunction and winter solstice. So the essence of the Tree of Life says, the tree is a sacred symbol throughout the Americas. Its deep roots reach into the lower world, the unconscious, which, while its branches reach to the heavens, which is the upper world, the source of our destiny. To be whole in your life's journey, it's important to have deep roots and high branches. A tall tree with shallow roots falls in the first wind, but a tree with deep roots can weather any storm. Shit. Does that mean I'm going to have storms? Card number 4, pickers. All right, the invitation says, to find health and balance in your life, reflect on how you dance with your actions, your thoughts, and your feelings. If you are too much in your thinking head, me, all the time, or in a world of fantasies and daydreaming, connect more with your roots and your physical body. Okay? And I saw that with the upcoming eclipse, which will be in my 6th house, I believe. Yep, my 6th house. So daily routine, service, my health. I know that that's going to be a big highlight. If you are caught in mechanical doing and are feeling stuck, not able to imagine a better life for yourself. Oh no, I'm good at imagining everything. Open yourself to be inspired by the heavens. Let your roots and branches be aligned with your heart's longing. I love that. Now the medicine says, what nutrients do you need to add to your soil to grow strong? The seed of the oak will not grow on barren ground or without the light of the sun. What dreams do you want to awaken to create a mindful destiny? Reflect on how you want to blossom, the kind of fruit you want to produce, and where you want to sow your new seeds. Be a conscious creator. I love that. Yes, it is all about setting our intentions and setting our frequency, knowing that it will carry us for the next 10 to 20 years. Beautiful card. All right, card number 5. Oh, it's the hummingbird. And let's see, the lighting, not that great. Can you see that? I may have to post these pictures in my blog. I'll put the video and these photos up so that you can get a better look at them. So let's see. The hummingbird is card number 5. And that points to the north. It's our ancestors. It's about, enjoying the sweetness of life, slowing down maybe a little bit so that you can enjoy the sweetness. All right, so what the book says, the essence, despite being so little, hummingbirds are great journeyers, migrating between North and Central or South America. To feed from the summer nectar. The gentle creature can be fiercely territorial to protect its home. Hummingbird teaches us to be gentle to ourselves and to protect our personal space. Ooh. Hummingbird invites you to embark on your epic quest. Bypass the dung pile of old pain and hurts and head for the flowers and learn to trust the calling you hear ever so softly. I like that. Bypass the dung pile. All right, the invitation here. The buzzing you feel is the sound of your hummingbird wings preparing you to say yes to a new adventure. This is not the time to linger on what has gone wrong, but to trust in the rightness of the moment and take bold action. Trust that success is assured, even if you must face tests and challenges to reach your destination. Know that all will be well because the all is in the small. The medicine here, this mighty being comes to teach you stillness in motion and to trust your inner knowing that the sweetest nectar is assured. Failing to act when the moment is right can spoil your journey. If you feel your safety, comfort, or day-to-day survival are more important than saying yes to the invitation to explore the unknown, you will have to work much harder to achieve what is being offered to you freely now. Still your mind, even in the midst of your very hectic schedule, and heed the gentle voice that calls you to test your new wings. And I just want to remind you that hummingbird in shamanism points to the north direction, our North Star in our own personal compass. And it is our ancestors that have crossed over and our loved ones that have crossed over. So rest assured that they will be guiding you. At least that's what I believe. And our angels and the divine. So it's not like you're going alone. You may be physically going alone, but you will have that spiritual assistance. All right, last but not least, card number 6. It is fire. Ooh, fire. So that immediately says to me, this is about action. It's about creation. It's about getting moving, clearing things out. Fire is the quickest way to transform something because it completely decimates so that new can grow. But it is creation. It makes me think about joy and playing, you know, that 5th house in Leo. Let's see, fire. All right. So if you picked card number 6, the essence, fire consumes anything it touches. The flames remind us of the impermanent nature of reality and how situations can quickly transform into beauty or chaos. Fire is passion, and its dancing flames invite us to reach the sky. Warmth and light are heavenly, yet too much heat can scorch us. To fully step into the energy of fire is to be utterly transformed, like the phoenix rising from the ashes. The invitation here says, warm your hands and your heart by your inner fire. Let it burn away your hardships. Let it consume your pain and your sorrow. Has life become too rigid, too cold, or too superficial? Light a candle or make a bonfire and toss into the flames everything that has become stiff and painful. Give it all to the fire for rapid transformation. Set your life on fire. And then the medicine of this says, are you feeling too fiery? Have you been reactive and short-tempered towards others? This card has come to tell you that all your fiery emotions directed at others can backfire on you. It is not a good idea to play with fire when you are out of balance or angry. Now is not the time to act or react. It is a time to tame and befriend your inner fire so that it doesn't scorch you. And I love that. Excuse me. I love those messages for all of us. I hope you enjoyed them. Now, let me go get that crystal card and I'll pick the cards for the week, and then I'll talk to you about what's going on this week leading up to the new moon and the solar eclipse. And hopefully I'm hitting the right button. All right, I got our crystal card for the week, and it is topaz. It is about intentions, setting intentions. Look at all that fire and the solar plexus chakra right here. It's about taking our power back, setting those intentions, deciding what frequency you want to be in for the next 2 weeks, because that will have a huge effect on your next 10 to 20 years. Some of you may or may not believe that. Totally fine. Kind of like, I feel it just makes me think of like New Year's Eve. If you are crying and miserable on New Year's Eve, that's going to be your tone and frequency for the entire year. And so that's why a lot of people celebrate and they're happy or trying to be happy. But it's kind of the same thing. Now, I don't personally have any topaz. And what looks a lot like topaz is citrine, and that the clarity that is in citrine really mirrors topaz. And I didn't bring any out because, you know, I'm trying to just do this. I didn't want to take too much time, but this is yellow calcite, which is similar. So if you don't have topaz, I'm just giving you some options. So citrine is great. I do have this piece of citrine. This is definitely lab heated citrine, because pure citrine has a very pale yellow color, but this is beautiful nonetheless. This really looks a lot like golden topaz, you know, that richness. And it's that fire energy. It's about prosperity and abundance. It's about manifesting. So I have yellow calcite here. I also grabbed a piece of carnelian. And although, so see how clear this yellow calcite is? And I know that there's some rainbow in there. I don't know if you could see it. I could see it reflecting in the light. It's really pretty. This has a cloudiness to it. It doesn't have that translucent clarity. I mean, it is kind of translucent. Then I brought out some fire agates. And they're similar to the carnelian, but these are all like a fire element. I also brought out some raw tiger iron, kind of like tiger's eye. This has a protective quality. It's also that fire energy. And then as I was passing through, I saw this star cluster aragonite. And I just thought, you know what? That could be similar. So I just thought I'd share that with you. But it is about setting our intentions, setting our frequency, determining what you want out of the next 10 to 20 years. Okay, now going to pick the cards for the week, which I will do a channeled message on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'll post those on Facebook and Instagram and I'll pair that with the astrology for the week as well. So I won't go into too much detail today with these. I'm just going to present them, and then I'll talk about this week's astrology if you're still here. All right. Oh, and you know what? I hope you are still here, because I want to put this out there. I think what I want to do, I'm going to ask for, if you want me to analyze your chart and bump it up against the upcoming new moon and solar eclipse, you can message me. Let's see, where can you message me? Well, you can message me on any of my platforms. So that would be Facebook, Instagram, or my website, expressionsoftheuniverse.com. You can, there's a little thing that says email me. I prefer that you message me either on Instagram or Expressions Facebook page, because it'll just be easier for me to manage. If you want me to analyze your chart in next week's video, I don't know how many I'll pick, you know, at least one or two. Send a message with your name and give me the details of your birth data. That would be date of birth, the time of your birth, and the place of your birth. I'll take a look at the chart and see whose charts have the biggest impact that could really utilize an analyzation in my video. If I have done readings for you, I try and keep all of your charts and your information on file. So if you're a client of mine already, just send me the message and say, yes, can you take a look at my chart? So that's all you have to do. And I will decide in the next coming days leading up to the recording of next week's video, which I think I may do on December 11th, in preparation for this new moon. So you have to submit your request by December 10th if you want it. So hopefully you're watching this video. Okay, let me do these cards. You can see all my junk here. All my crystals, and then I've got this card, I got my mouse, and all right, let's do this for Monday card. We're going to do this for the Wednesday card. And oh, I don't know, these two look like they want to come out. We'll put them for the Friday card. We'll do a double. We will do a double. Okay, so let me put these together. I'm not going to go into too much detail on these because I will post them on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, so the Monday card, it's lightning. And I love that because I think that's going to go with the upcoming energies. And lightning just talks about big changes are coming. Shocks are coming, unexpected things are coming, and definitely with the Uranus transit, we can see that. So this will be the Monday card. The Wednesday, that'll be the Monday, Tuesday card. So I'll pair that with the astrology for Monday and Tuesday. The card that will come in on Wednesday is the Coyote, and the Coyote is the trickster. So this would say to me that maybe things are not appearing as they seem. You may be fooled or taken over by somebody's cunningness. And I can see how that works with this coming week's astrology, because we're going to be definitely changing our minds about something, and we're making some big decisions. And then we can wind up completely changing them. So this could be the coyote within yourself, or it could be something external, you know, a person that told you one thing and then they turned around and did something completely different. And that kind of goes with the lightning as well. And then the cards that will come in on Friday and carry through the weekend, next weekend, leading up to that new moon and eclipse. We have Wild Woman, and we have the Child. So this is, the wild woman really talks about stepping into your true human nature. Doesn't matter if you're a man, you know, we all have a masculine, feminine side. And then the child talks about us looking at things with a brand new set of eyes, a brand new mental outlook. And definitely, I believe the Neptune squaring Mercury this coming week will definitely play into that. There goes my pen. We definitely have Neptune squaring the sun, squaring Mercury this week. Neptune, it's our illusions, delusions, our dreams. Sometimes the things that we don't want to look at. It definitely is addictions and obsessions, overindulgences. So this would say, you know, we maybe saw things one way, or we're in a set of beliefs one way, you know, Sagittarius being about our beliefs, the sun in Sagittarius. And then something shifts, something changes. We maybe change, or we're thinking outside of the box and thinking about new possibilities, you know, that child. We are making those decisions, and that is coming up. What I wrote down, so we're in a waning moon. The moon was full, and now it's starting to diminish down into into a new moon. So we're releasing a lot of stuff. North Node in Gemini, the Grand Conjunction. What will it look like? So real quick, I can share my screen here. Let me pull up. What the chart will look like for this solar eclipse, because I wanted to talk about this real quick. Where's my mouse, baby? Where's my mouse? Because I want to make this bigger for all of you. Somehow. There we go. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Come on. No, it doesn't want to allow me to make it bigger. But anyway, I hope you could see this. In preparation for this new moon and the solar eclipse, this is what the chart will look like. We will have Sagittarius up on the midheaven in the 10th house, which is the way people see you, the first impression that people see you as. It's also, you know, our career and our work life. It's mother, father. The South Node is right here, okay? The North Node, where we just had the lunar eclipse, was in Gemini, so it's opposite of that. And that's down here on the IC in the 4th house. So this is definitely going to be like mother, father, parent thing. It's definitely home life versus our work life that we're taking a look at. The other things that I do want to point out. So you're looking at this from a general point of view. So we have Sag in the 10th house. And I know you can't see my pointer. Oh, you know what? Because I changed the color. Let me see if it'll allow me to change this to red. Yeah, it gives me this little tiny, let me customize. Come on. Let me customize this pen. So I want red, and I want thick, and I wanted, let's see, round tip. Maybe, okay, so there you go. You can see this better now. All right, so here we have, this is where the eclipse and the new moon will take place. There's the new moon and the sun, they're opposing Gemini. This is where the full moon last week and the lunar eclipse was. All right, so Sagittarius, 10th house, right on the midheaven. If you're a Capricorn, the overall highlight will be 11th house. Aquarius, 12th house. Oh, and if you want me to talk about 11th house is our friends and social circles, the public, so to speak. 12th house, hidden things, hidden enemies, our subconscious, past life, our karma. Pisces will be in the first house, so the focus is on the self, your self-image, the way the world sees you. Aries, you will be the second house, so this is about your values in life, your material possessions. And I just want to point out that Mars, your ruling planet, will be 1, 2, 3, 4, trining this sun and moon. So they'll be trining, it'll be putting a blessing, putting things into action for you, increasing value, material possessions. Taurus, you'll be focused on the third house, which is communication, your neighbors, your siblings, short trips, technology. This is also elementary education. So a lot of Tauruses could be learning something brand new, going back to school, even just picking up a book and reading something new, also changing the way you think of things. And we have Uranus here, which is in conjunct to the new moon and solar eclipse. This is where that lightning could be coming in, some big changes in those aspects. This is a general, collective, and global overview. Gemini, it's the home, it's fourth house, it's everything that is hidden, like below the horizon. This is mother, father, in addition to that. So things are coming out into light in those areas. Cancer, fifth house, ruled by Leo typically. This is romance, children, finding your inner child, exploring your creativity and your passions. Leo, this is sixth house, so this is work, daily routine, the details in your life, and it's definitely your health. Virgo, in the seventh house, this would be your relationships, business, love, any kind of relationship to everything in your life. It's also known enemies. So whereas the 12th house over here is hidden enemies, those that you don't see, you know who your enemies are when the seventh house comes into play. Libra. And yes, we are, in between houses. So it's, 7th, 8th house here. But I'm going to just go with the flow and say 8th house. For Libras, this is death, endings, new beginnings, transformation, other people's money, taxes, legal issues possibly. So this could bring that out into your lives. And then Scorpio, 9th house. So that would be expansion, higher education, possibly, going and getting your master's degree, or actually maybe going to university and getting that degree. This could also be changing fields. This is long distance travel. This is also foreigners, related to people that are foreign to you. This could be you learning a new language. So that's the general gist of that. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen and come back. Now, what I want you to do is take a look at your own charts and see where Sagittarius and Gemini fall in your charts. It's 23 degrees. So anything, within anywhere from, exact, if it's 23, all the way up to, even 29 degrees. or possibly into the next sign, you're going to have a huge impact. I'll talk about that on the next video. Remember, if you want your chart analyzed, I will be picking a few lucky people and I will analyze your charts. Happy Hanukkah we have this week. So Hanukkah begins at sundown on December 10th. Official first day is December 11th. So that would be Thursday into Friday. What I wanted to talk about the Grand Conjunction, and I think I'll talk more about it on my next video too, is even and I'm going to admit, I thought that, remember last week's video, I said, oh, it's going to look like one big planet because they're going to be right next to each other. I think we're going to be disappointed. So, you know, that conjunction happens not in this exact way. Every 20 years, Saturn and Jupiter come together in whatever sign they're in at that time. And I'll talk more about that later in another video. But I was thinking that it was going to look like one big, huge star, and maybe it will. But talking to other astrologers and astronomers, we're going to be disappointed if we think that, because if they will be very close to each other. So Saturn and Jupiter, we've been able to see all year in the sky, and they're pretty far apart. I mean, like maybe, you know, by this much when you're looking up in the sky. And I thought they were going to be like on top of each other, and maybe they will be, but I just think that they're just going to appear very close to each other, and not as one big gigantic star like the Star of Bethlehem, which I've always thought was maybe Venus in the sky, because a couple years ago, Venus in the morning was just like crazy. It was so close to the Earth that it appeared bigger than ever. So who knows? What else? Mercury in conjunct Uranus this week. And I think that is going to be the lightning. Did I forget anything? I don't think so. I think that was it. We're going to have a little bit of an emotional week because the moon is trining and squaring almost everything in the sky as it's moving around the astrological wheel, as it's moving around the sky. Our emotions are going to be going up and down. Our thoughts are going to be changing from one moment to the next. Be open to thinking something different. And I think that's what this child card is going to turn out to be. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please share it with your friends. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, check out my other videos, and check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, my blog at expressionsoftheuniverse.com. And, you know, submit me your chart information. Maybe you will get lucky. I think I'm going to start doing that from now on to make this more fun. And yeah, I can't think. I know that there's something else I wanted to say and I can't think of it. But have a great week, and be sure to comment me. Let me know what you thought about this video. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a good week. Bye.